morning everyone. Welcome back to your physics class once again. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is refraction through a lens. If you see refraction through a lens. Now let's see, you have learnt about refraction already when there is a bending of light, when a light ray is traveling from one medium to the other medium, like from rarer medium to denser medium, or from denser to rarer. You see there is a bending of light, and that bending of light, this phenomenon is known as refraction. This we have seen. Now there is refraction taking place through lens. So let us see what is a lens, what type of lenses are there, what are their properties, we are going to see. But before we see properties or what is a lens, let's see, or let us recall what is a mirror. We have learned about a spherical mirror, if you remember, in class 9th. Like we have learned about convex mirror, we have learned about concave mirror, we have learned about a plane mirror. If I take a little time and to explain or to make you all recall, if you remember a convex mirror, this is the shape of a convex mirror, and if you talk about this will be a convex mirror, because here we are having the surface bulging out. Then we have a concave mirror where we are having this surface, the surface which is inside, that is a convex mirror. And then we had this plane mirror, one side silvered, if you remember. And also in these spherical mirrors, we have learned about the principal axis, we have learned about the pole, we have learned about the center of curvature. I hope you all are aware of these topics which I am saying. And then there is a focus. I hope you all can recall, by the way. So these are the topics. So whenever I say these things you should keep in your mind. Whenever I say center of curvature, you should know what is a center of curvature, what is the focus or focal point, and then what is the focal length. These we all have learned. What is the radius of curvature, the distance from pole to center, we have learned that this is the radius of curvature. So this is a rough idea what we have already learned in class 9th. Now depending upon that, the information related to the spherical mirror, here we are going to see lens. So let us see first, and let us define what is a lens. Okay, see, a lens is actually a transparent refracting medium. It should be a transparent refracting medium bounded by two curved surfaces, or one curved surface and one plane surface. So here we are again having this lenses. So if you see, lens should be a transparent refracting medium bounded by two curved surfaces, or one curved surface and one plane surface, which we will see how it will be. And then depending upon that, we have two kind of lenses, that is one convex lens, two concave lens. Okay, so now you see convex lens, or if I define convex lens, it is simple. Just because of their structure you can differentiate, and their properties, of course. So if you see convex lens, it is actually bulging out from middle, and it is thin at the ends. So if you see concave lens, so it is bulging out, or it is thin at the in the middle, and then it is bulging out, or it is actually wide from the end. So this is the shape, or this is what convex lens is, and this is what concave lens is. First. Second thing, if you see, not only their shapes are different, but if you see, convex lenses are also known as converging lens. That means whenever a light beam fall on it, or light beam passes from it, it always converges the beam and converges the rays, and that's how it is known as converging lens or converging. Here we have concave lens. Okay, now concave lens, whenever a light beam falls on it, it always diverges after the refraction, or after passing through it, it diverges, and that's how it is also known as diverging lens. So I ask you, what is a lens? Lens is a transparent refracting medium which is bounded by two curved surfaces. Okay, depending upon that, we have two kinds, that is convex lens and concave lens. Further, we have convex lens. There are three kind of convex lens. So here we can further see that there are three kind of convex lens, and there are three kind of concave lens. If you see the first kind, it is actually having two convex surface, and that's why it is known as biconvex lens. You can call it double convex lens, or you can call it equiconvex lens. So it is known as biconvex, double convex, or equiconvex. Here we have one plane surface and one curved surface. Here we have two curved surfaces. Here we have one plane surface and one curved surface, and that's how making it we have the name of it, that is plano convex lens. And here we have one concave surface and one convex surface, and that's how we are calling it concavo convex lens. Okay, one concave surface and one convex surface and concave surface. Here we have three types of concave lenses. That is, first one, of course, two surfaces of concave, that is biconcave lens. You can call it concave lens, or you can call it double concave lens. Then we have this one concave surface and one plane surface, of course, called plano concave. And then we have one convex and one concave, named as convexo concave. So that's how we have three kind of convex lens. We have three kind of concave lens. Convex lens, we know the shape, that how it is bulging out in the middle and then it is thin at the end, also known as the converging lens. We know the concave lens. Concave lens is actually thin in the middle, at the middle, and then bulging out from the ends, and that's how it is a concave lens. And then we have three kind of these lenses, which I have already explained. But one thing I want you to see here, that whether you see concave lens, concavo convex lens, or convexo concave lens, in these two type of lenses, you see there is one convex surface and one concave surface. Both of them are having the same thing, but they differ in their shape and they differ in their actions. So do not get confused that whether they are having same thing, that here also we have one concave and one convex, and here again we have one concave and one convex. So they are same. No, they are not same, not even same in their actions, not even same in their shape. If you see this concavo convex lens, it is actually a little white in the middle, but then this convexo concave is actually thin in the middle. So that is one difference in their shape. Also their actions are different. Here this is of course converging lens, it is having a converging action, converging effect, and here it is having a diverging effect. Is it okay? That as we know, this convex lens is having a convergent action and this concave lens is having a divergent action. So how they converge and how they diverge. Okay, let's see the action of the ray or light beam or any ray passing through the prism. You have learned this, that whenever a light ray is passing through the prism, it always bends towards the base. Like if I take a ray falling or incident on this surface of the prism, you see there is one surface we are showing of the prism, and if we draw normal to on the surface, you see, we know since the light ray is passing from rarer medium to denser medium, we know when a light ray is traveling from rarer to denser, it always bends towards the normal. So the light ray will be, after the refraction, it will bend towards the normal. And if you see, we are applying this thing, so this light ray is actually bending towards the base of the prism. Is it okay? That you just need to remember that whenever a light ray, the prism action, whenever a light is going inside the prism, the light ray will bend towards the base of the prism. Why? Because it is moving from rarer medium to denser medium, it will bend towards the normal. Okay, now if you can think that, or if you know this, now let us proceed. Just think, know one thing, that whenever a light ray is going inside the prism, it will bend towards the base. Okay. Depending upon this, let's see the convergent action of the convex lens and the divergent action of the concave lens. So if I draw a convex lens for you all, this is a biconvex lens which I am drawing, and I am going to show you the prism effect here. So we can actually divide it into three parts, considering that all three parts are behaving as a prism. The upper part, the middle part, and the lower part. Now if you see, this upper part is behaving as a prism, one surface of the prism which I have shown you all. So you see, this must be the base of the prism, which is downside. Okay, now if you see, this also is behaving like a prism, but the base of the prism is actually upside. You see, if you can see like this is like a prism, so we can assume it like a prism, but the base is this downside. This also is behaving like a prism, but the base is upside, whereas the middle part here, you can take it as a rectangular side of the prism, isn't it? That's how making it a convex lens. I hope you all understand me. Now let's see the action. Okay, by the way, we just have learned that whenever a light ray is entering into the prism, the light ray will be bending towards the base of the prism. So let's see, when a light ray is falling on it, okay, so here, and after refraction the light ray will be, or you see when it enters, it will, since it is behaving as a prism, so it will actually bend towards the base of the prism, since it is the base of the prism. Okay, now here if you see again the lower base of the lens, if you see the light ray going, and when it falls, of course it will bend towards the base, but this time the base is upside, this is the base, so it will bend actually towards the base. It will be like this. Now the central part of the lens, since it is behaving as a rectangular prism and the light ray falling on it actually is normal, the incident ray is actually normal, so it will move like that undeviated. So if you see, all the rays are meeting here at this point, and you see the action of the convex lens is that all the rays coming through it is actually meeting at one point, which means that this lens, convex lens, is actually converging the beam of light or the rays of light falling on it. Is it okay? Now the same thing we are going to see on the for the concave lens. Now if I draw the concave lens, we see the same thing. Now here we are again taking the three parts of the lens. If you see, the upper part is actually like this. If you consider this, since it is, I have shown you like that, so this is also like a prism. Lower part is also like a prism, but this time the base is actually upside, this time the base is downside, and here this is the central part of the prism, and that's how we have this as a concave lens. Okay, so if I draw or if I show you how it works, remember that whenever a light ray is passing through it, it will bend towards the base of the prism. Since we are taking three prisms here, so you see the light ray falling on it. After that, after the reflection, after passing through it, it will bend towards the base. So it will actually bend towards the base. It will go like this. Here if you see this one, it is coming here, and then it will bend towards the base, and the one which is falling normally on this prism will move undeviated. Okay, and that's how, if you see this ray which are coming towards on it, or the beam of light falling on a concave mirror, is after the refraction they are diverging, and that's how we have convex lens as converging lens and this concave lens as diverging lens. That's how we see the action of the two lenses. Okay, here if I ask that, now since we have seen that the convex lens is converging, and the lines we have seen, the lines are actually meeting, but if I ask you, since these are the incident ray and these are the refracted ray and they are moving apart, they are not meeting anywhere, so where will the image form? So where the lines are meeting, where will be the image form? So if you see, these three are the refracted ray, and if you actually make them to meet at the back, so they are not actually meeting, they appear to meet somewhere, and they will meet, or there will be the image formation. Okay, are the images, or these are the things how this is the action of convex lens and concave lens. We have seen that the convex lens is actually converging. This is the action of concave lens. It is a diverging lens that is diverging the beams. It is diverging after the refraction, and then they are appear to meet at one point. Next we have some technical terms related to. Now if I recall you, or if I help you all to recall, that is, we have seen in convex mirror, where we have spherical mirror, in fact, where in class 9 we have learned about the center of curvature, we know what is a focus, we have learned what is principal axis. So these are the terms we are going to see again here in terms of, for lenses. Okay, so if I ask you, or if we talk about first the convex lens, biconvex lens in fact, if you see, the convex lens is actually bounded by two curved surfaces. If you see how we get the mirror, it is always a part of a hollow sphere, isn't it, that we have learned, and when we take out the part of the hollow sphere, we get this curved surface. That will be your mirror. Here we are actually making a lens, so there should be two surfaces, and that's how we will be taking two hollow sphere, or it will be a part of two sphere. So if I draw the sphere for you all, I have taken two hollow spheres of different size. That means the radius of this and this is different, so I'm not taking them equal. So now see if we cut these portions of this thing, we want these portions of the sphere, one this portion and one this portion, and when you join them, you will actually get a biconvex lens. So now let us see what is the center of curvature, or what is radius of curvature. If you consider this hollow sphere, so this is actually where you can see that there will be a center of the sphere, and this also there will be a center. Let's say, let us call it C1, and let us call this one as C2. Line joining them will be this. Here we are getting two curved surfaces which are the part of two spheres, and since we are having two spheres, that means we will have two centers, or you can say center of curvature. So let us call one as C1 and let us call second one as C2. Is it okay? That means for our lens we are going to have two center of curvatures, whereas if you compare it to mirror, it was only one center of curvature because it was only one curved surface. Here we are taking two curved surfaces. Okay, so this is C1 and this is we are taking as C2, and if you see, this one is your biconvex lens, or simply you can call it a convex lens. Okay, if we see the center of curvatures for this concave mirror, which here I have drawn two spheres actually, and now if we want to make a concave lens, if you see, this is a type of concave lens. So actually we want some this surface and some part of this surface. That means we are actually making a concave mirror. So that's how we'll cut, or we'll take out the two surfaces and we'll join them, and that will give you a lens, a concave lens. So here if you see, again I have taken two different, here if you see, if I have again taken two different radii, C1 and C2, and if I join the line, this will be the line joining the centers, and that's how we are getting our concave lens. Here we are getting our convex lens. Okay, we have seen that the convex lens and the concave lens is a part of two spheres. That means having two center of curvature, C1 and C2. How to name them we have seen. By the way, if you see a line I have drawn passing through the two centers of two spheres, this line is known as the principal axis. So one thing we have learned, what is center of curvature? There will be two center of curvatures actually, C1 and C2. Also the line joining the center of curvatures will be known as the principal axis. Okay, so here I have taken a convex lens, here I have taken a concave lens, and this would be the line that is known as the principal axis. Next is radius of curvature. Now you see here we have two spheres. So if we talk about this sphere, so the radius, that is from this surface to the center, this distance will be known as the radius, and from the other surface, other sphere actually, the distance from this to, or from this surface to the center is known as the radius. So that means there will again be two radius of curvature for one sphere and the other sphere. That is the distance of the circumference to the center. And now we have a next term, or next technical term, that is optical center. So how can you define optical center? Actually this is a point on the principal axis that when a ray directed towards it, or when you can simply say that when a ray passing through it, it will go undeviated, or it will move out undeviated, and this point is known as optical center. Same with this point, it is actually a point on the principal axis such that whenever a ray of light is directed towards it, it will go undeviated, and such point is known as the optical center. Is it okay? After that we have this point, principal foci. By the way, this point is a little important and also a little confusing, so that you need to pay attention. By the way, if you see, we are talking about lens which is having two curved surfaces, and as just now we have seen that the two surfaces are actually the part of two spheres. The two sphere will have two centers, and that's how we have two center of curvature. And if I recall you so that you can get a little hint, for a mirror, if you see, this is a principal axis, this was our pole, and if you talk about this is as center of curvature being a part of a hollow sphere, you see that the focus was a point somewhere between the center of curvature and pole. There will be a point focus. So here we are talking about two curved surfaces. That means there will be two center of curvatures. That means there will be two focus, because since it is actually double you can say curved surface, so light can enter from either side. Light can enter from this side as well as light can enter from this side also, and that's how we have two focus here. And the two focus here, we name them as first focus and then the second focus. So we are going to see where we'll get the first, what is the first focus or what is the second focus. Let us see our first focal point for a convex lens. First I am going to show you for convex lens. Now you see, actually the definition of this first focal point is, it is a point on the principal axis such that the light rays coming from it, so light rays are actually coming from it, after refraction through lens, they move parallel to principal axis, and such point or that point is known as our first point. Is it clear? For your ease, I also have written the definition so we can relate easily, that it is a point on the principal axis, of course, such that the rays of light coming from it, after refraction through lens become parallel to principal axis, and that is the definition of our first focal point for a convex lens. Mind it, this is for the convex lens. Now if we define the first focal point for a concave lens, it is going to be similar with a slight change. Okay, so here I have drawn the first focal point for a concave lens. Earlier we have seen for the convex lens, now I have drawn it for concave lens. So there is a slight change. If you see, it is a point on a principal axis. That there also we have learned that it is a point on a principal axis, everything is same, such that the incident ray, if it ray appear to meet, that is the actually difference, that here this is the incident ray appear to meet at it, that's why I have underlined it. So it is a point on a principal axis for a concave lens that the incident ray appear to meet at it, after refraction through the lens moves parallel or becomes parallel to the principal axis. This is what I have written. So if you see, once again, if you have written somewhere, I am asking you to see that in the first focal point of the convex mirror, it is the point on the principal axis, the light rays coming from it, and when after the refraction become parallel. So that's how that was the first focal point of the convex lens. Okay, so here we are going to see our second focal point. So what is the definition for a convex lens? We have seen it is a point, of course, on a principal axis such that the rays incident parallel to the principal axis. See, these are the incident ray parallel to the principal axis, and when they are falling on the lens, of course, after when they are entering into the lens, there will be a refraction taking place. So after refraction through the lens, they are meeting at a point, and that point is your focus. Which focus? The second focal point. So once again, that it is a point on a principal axis such that when a light ray parallel to principal axis are falling on the lens, after refraction they appear to meet at this point, and that point is known as the second focal point. Then there is a second focal point for a concave lens. There will not be there will be a slight change in that. So, okay, so here I have drawn the concave lens. If you see, now again the definition is very same. It is a point on a principal axis such that the rays of light incident parallel. There also we were taking the rays of light incident parallel to the principal axis, Here again we are taking the rays of light incident parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, since they are falling on the lens, of course there will be refraction taking place, and since you know that this is a concave lens and concave lens is actually a diverging lens, so it will be diverging the light. So after refraction, of course the light rays will go that side, they will not actually meet somewhere. So where they are appear to meet, there is a point here where they are appearing to meet, and that point is known as the second focal point. So the rays parallel to the principal axis, the incident ray parallel to the principal axis, after refraction appear to diverge. You see they are diverging, since it is a diverging lens. So from where they are coming, from where you can see that they are coming. So from this point they appear to diverge, and that's how we have defined this is the second focal point. Okay. So here we have seen, if I recall it once again, we have seen that what is a lens. Then we have seen that it is actually a transparent refracting medium having two surfaces, bounded by two surfaces, that is a lens. We have seen there is a convex lens, then there is a concave lens, and there are types of convex lens and concave lens. Okay, so I think this is clear, but what you need to clear is that the terms related to it. Do we know, just recall with me, that do we know what is a principal axis? Do we know that there will be two center of curvatures as the lens is bounded by two curved surfaces? So the curved surfaces will be a part of a hollow sphere, and then there will be two center of curvatures. Since there will be two center of curvatures, then there will be two radius of curvature. We have seen optical center also, and then we have seen that there will be two focal point, first focal point and the second focal point for both the convex lens and concave lens. Just a slight change in the definition, but you need to see. By the way, it would be more clear to you all if whatever diagrams I have drawn, you just draw the diagram, you see where it is a little different, and you just draw the diagram and you will see it to yourself that what are the difference. So these are the basic things you need to learn whenever I say see. After that we have things more complicated. So by the way, you need to be very clear what is the first focus and which side is the first focus. If you remember that for the convex lens I have drawn the first focal point this side, but for concave I have drawn the first focal point that side. If you remember, please draw all the diagrams which I have drawn, read a little bit and be very clear with the definitions. I hope it is clear here also, and then we'll proceed in the next class. So we'll meet in the next class.